Hello guys, and today I'm gonna react to this cinematic called Shattered Legacies. You guys have probably seen it. I'm not even gonna pretend like this is my first reaction. My first reaction was at like 7 a.m. and I was like barely even watching this. So this is my maybe like fourth reaction or something like that. I've kind of rewatched parts of it. So I want to get into this cinematic. I want to discuss a few bits here and there. Other than this one, if you cannot follow the news, we had a few more cinematics released. We had a Crown of Wills. I'm not gonna watch all that, but yeah, it's strange. I'll cover that in a different video. However, just to spoil a bit, my feelings are kind of mixed on this. I kind of like it, but at the same time I don't. So let's get into the cinematic. I'll pause some bits and then we'll discuss what is going on. Also, I'm just a bit surprised that Blizzard actually released this. Like, this is actually the official Blizzard channel, so they're probably gonna expect us to data mine some stuff soon, so that is why they probably released this early. I would expect this to happen once the patch is out or something like that.
Sylvanas' soul has been fractured from the moment of her death until now.
Yeah, all of this is actually new. If you don't remember, this is all this stuff they did with the fractured souls. I know they're kind of pretending like this happened ages ago, but they literally just made this stuff up.
Burn it! This was their home. And you slaughtered all of them! How could you take all those innocent?
Alright, I just want to say one thing, like, so my feelings are kind of mixed on this. Like, at the same time, this is a really well done cinematic. Like, it looks real good, but also the style is kind of weird. I don't even know how to feel. I feel like at one point it's kind of looks weird. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, it's not a bad cinematic. It just, I feel like the style is kind of different. Like, when you look at this Sylvanas, this definitely doesn't look like anything Warcraft related. Doesn't look bad. It's just different type of style.
Lives! This was beyond life and death. There was no other path.
Alright, so I'm gonna let you guys watch the entire thing, but here's how I kind of feel about this. Like, all this stuff makes sense if you play Warcraft 3. We know Sylvanas was a tragic character. It's just like I feel like with this entire jailer story and them pushing Sylvanas so damn much, I feel like I just don't really care about this character, to be honest. Like, all this stuff makes sense that she's like the good side. But yeah, I'll discuss that in a bit.
To true freedom. How can you not see that? I see what you are. Murderer, monster, butcher. Why can I not escape this torment?
What I didn't kind of like about this cinematic is that they're reusing some things from all the way back, like the BFA cinematic, the Burning of Teldrassil. It's not a big deal. I just feel like they should have put in the extra effort just to actually create these scenes. I don't think it's really all that cool. Not a big deal.
The jailer has severed their bond and condemned her to endlessly relive her atrocities. So
yeah, so essentially when he gave that crystal, when he threw it at her, he essentially put her in like a loop of the two souls like fighting each other. So it's kind of dumb, to be honest. Like, I'm surprised the jailer that is the ultimate mastermind didn't realize that Sylvanas knows his plans, knows all this stuff. Shouldn't he just have, killed her? Just gone rid of her? I don't know why he decided to just, like, torture her like this, and he knew we had Uther. I mean, it's kind of stupid that this million IQ guy can't predict a situation like this.
So long as her soul remains divided, she cannot wake.
Maybe she shouldn't.
Yeah, I agree.
She's the only one who knows the jailer's plan and how we might save Anduin.
She's the one that turned Anduin.
Jaina is right. How can we possibly trust her?
I definitely agree with this stuff.
Her wound.
I didn't realize that Arthas actually, he almost stabbed her in the neck. Or like close to it, like very, very close. I didn't realize that before.
And so much deeper than mine. Well met, Ranger General.
Cool Hearthstone reference if you didn't realize this.
What is this?
as I said about this style, like it actually, she looks good. She just kind of looks different, to be honest. I don't know. Sylvanas model is actually cool. The eyebrows are a bit weird, but the Uther model is kind of weird. It really feels like it is out of a Heroes of the Storm or something like that. It just doesn't kind of fit. I feel like it's like a different style than this one, but overall the cinematic quality is actually excellent. I just wish they could have maybe made like CGI type stuff for this. Like this is supposed to be like a really big deal.
Who are you?
But at least it's not an in-game cinematic. That's good. Yeah, can you see the Uther looks kind of weird? I don't know if it's just me. He kind of looks like he's a bit of a different style when you compare him to like Troll or Jaina or other characters.
Someone who shared your fate, felled by the blade of the very same prince.
Again, this is... I'm not saying this is a big deal, but I feel like they're kind of cutting corners a bit. Like, I feel like they could have just recreated this scene. Like, they could have just maybe... I don't know, they may not have to build an entire artist character, but they could have done like a Frostmourne thing. I feel like it's kind of cheap that they're just like reusing like stuff from 3 years ago.
Others. I died trying to stop that monster, only to wake up haunted by one with my face.
That Banshee is you.
No. I cannot accept that.
Her path began where yours ended, and you've seen the decisions she made.
I don't know, I want to give you guys my thoughts. Like, I'm really kind of mixed on this. Honestly, it is a decent cinematic. It is like decent storytelling in this regard, but I feel like when you put it in context with the Shadowlands, it is really weird. Like, we know Sylvanas was split. Sylvanas was a tragic character. Sylvanas was actually an excellent character since Warcraft 3, but throughout the past few years, they really messed her up. Like, I get this entire split soul thing, although I feel like Blizzard they're kind of pretending like they had this planned all along, even though they didn't. Like, that's like the biggest issue I have with everything right now.
Never in 1,000 lifetimes would I betray everything I stood for. You can't possibly understand.
Also, what I wanted to say is that she, I don't know, they're like pretending like she was always evil. Like, she was not always black and white. Like, Sylvanas was always kind of gray since Classic, but she was not like evil as she has been in the past few years. Like, they're kind of trying to play it off like when Sylvanas died all the way back during the Third War, she essentially just became this evil monster. I feel like their transition happened maybe around Legion, BFA, like that's when they kind of messed up with their story, which makes sense when you realize that Blizzard themselves essentially said that they had different writers writing their story, so they went in one direction, then went in the other, and just went all the way there. But Sylvanas was not always just complete black evil, so I feel like it doesn't, I don't know, this is like a kind of a plot hole. Like, I'm not saying she was good, she was always kind of like, you can never really trust her, but she had good sides of her if you read through the books and other stuff. Like, she was kind of a mix in between, but they're kind of trying to play it off like there was like this split during the Third War and she went like the dark side just went this way. I don't know, to me it just kind of feels like...
The jailer is deceptively cunning.
This is the coolest bit. No, he's not deceptively cunning. Like, he's the lamest villain ever. Like, they're trying to play it off like this guy is some mastermind, super genius. Like, this guy is literally, if you took like a template villain and he just regurgitates, like, recycles the same lines. He's like, death comes for you. I am bad guy. I am ahead of you all. This death is coming. Like, he's not deceptively cunning. I know they're trying to write this entire story like he's some crazy genius mastermind, but I just don't feel like he kind of is. It also kind of feels stupid that they're ruining all their characters to put this guy in. I don't know. Like, I've already talked about this in a million different videos, but I feel like this entire jail, he's kind of like a soulless husk to me. I just don't feel connected to this guy. I don't feel like he has any crazy motives. I don't know. Just the fact that they're kind of ruining all their characters and pretending like they had this plan like 20 years ago is just kind of lame, to be honest.
When I realized I had become his pawn, it nearly destroyed me. He had no doubts it would destroy you as well. Was he right? Or will you accept her shattered legacy and tell us how to stop him.
Her crimes are unforgivable.
Yeah, definitely agree
Yes.
with this.
And she... Burn it! I must face the consequence.
Guys, I don't know how to say this. Like, I agree with this. Like, I think this is the only way they could have gone with what they had written themselves into, like the hole they had written themselves into. But I feel like we're kind of heading towards redemption. I feel like they're kind of gonna go the way she must face her crimes, and I think the redemption is going to be some sort of a sacrifice. So maybe she becomes like the Lich Queen, she becomes the Avatar of Azeroth, she sacrifices herself in some grand manner. This is also hinted, big spoiler alert, but there is a Tyrande voice line where she kind of says, she doesn't forgive her, but she kind of, I don't know, it's going in that direction. So I kind of feel like they've been planning this stuff all along, but I don't know. But to me, like, I know they're playing this angle, like Sylvanas has been manipulated all along, like until like 10 minutes ago. She realized, she thought she was on the good path, but she realized she was being manipulated. It just doesn't, like, makes absolutely like zero sense to me. Like, I really don't understand. She went into the mall. She realized that this dude has like a river of souls that he tortures, destroys their essence, he imprisons everyone. He has like the worst torture possible, and somehow she thought she was serving some cause. What cause? What? They told us that the jailer wants eternal torment, so how did he manipulate her? Like, was he like promising something? Like, I don't know, just super confusing. And keep in mind, like, if you guys are confused, I've been making videos for this Shadowlands stuff for over a year. I've been reading everything, pretty much everything that happens, and I'm still confused.
Consequences.
We cannot change the past, and we may never find forgiveness in the future. But inaction damns us all. Time is short, Ranger General. Make your choice.
Okay, that makes
I've
sense.
done all I can.
I don't know, so I've talked about this already, but like my reaction to this entire thing, I don't know, like the cinematic is actually good. The style is a bit weird, they reuse some of the shots, but overall the cinematic is actually great. Like Blizzard always had excellent cinematics, but I don't know, like I feel like what they did with this cinematic is the best they could have done with the hole they had written themselves into, and they really wrote themselves into a super deep hole, so I don't think they could have really done anything better. But I'm kind of salty at the entire chain of events that happened thus far. For example, they're trying to pretend like this jailer is some crazy super master manipulator, which, I don't know, like to me he's super lame. Like we barely know anything, we don't even know how he manipulated her, and I'm kind of annoyed that they're trying to mess up all this story from ages ago. Also, they're doing this entire soul split, like when Sylvanas died, she split into this evil being and then she was just left there, which is not really consistent with what happened before. Like we've known Sylvanas for 10 years. Yeah, she had some crazy stuff. She tortured some people in other cities. She had some experiments, but she was never like super crazy genocide villain that they decided to make her into like years ago. So yeah, it just doesn't really feel consistent. But I guess they're gonna try to retcon this. And my honest speculation from this point, with the Tyrande voice lines, with this entire cinematic, she's probably not gonna be redeemed, as in she's gonna return to Azeroth, something is gonna happen. But I feel like there's gonna be some sort of a sacrifice. Maybe Lich Queen, maybe Avatar of Azeroth, or maybe some sort of a sacrifice, which is ultimately gonna be like a half redemption. And honestly, at this point, I don't even know what else they could do. Like, they can't just kill her because she has the info, so I don't know. Overall, this is a good cinematic. I'll make videos on all this new spoilers because there's other cinematics, there's all this other stuff. But yeah, overall, good cinematic, bad story, and I don't know really how to feel about it, but do let me know in the comments how you guys feel, what you think about Sylvanas, what would you like to happen with her in the future. So thank you for watching, and until the next video.